Hey guys, Dr. Frank here with Addiction Mindset. So in today's video, we're going to talk about quitting carts. For those of you who don't know what a cart is, this is a THC containing oil. Usually you can screw the cartridge onto the end of a battery or dab pen, whatever it may be. So let's talk a little bit first about what it is that makes carts so addictive, and then the things that you need to do to start to quit, okay? For background reference, yes, I was addicted to THC. Yes, I was addicted to carts at one point in my life. Now, let's go through this real fast. Why are these substances suddenly so popular, and why have they become so addictive? Now, again, a cartridge contains marijuana oil or THC oil, okay? Now, if it's a black market cart, we don't really know what else is in it. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But generally speaking, these cartridges contain high amounts of THC. THC is the active ingredient in marijuana. THC binds to the cannabinoid 1 receptor on the brainstem. This is what creates a high. Now remember, anything that binds to the brainstem has addiction potential. Now, when you take that substance and you put it into a convenient little cartridge that leaves almost no smell, that you can use almost anywhere, yes, the rate of use is going to increase, as will the rate of addiction. These things are so easy to use if you're at work, if you're in your car, if you live with your parents, wherever the case may be. It's a lot easier to take a rip off of a cart than it is to go pack a bowl or smoke dry herb, deal with the scent and all the filters that you want to do it for your house, blah, blah, blah. So one, the ease of access has made these things, I think, much more addictive than traditional grass. The second thing is this, the concentration of THC. Now, if you're smoking a legitimate cart, you're probably looking at 90 to 98% THC. Okay, there's not much CBD in that product to counteract the effects of the THC. Yes, we have more active ingredient, potentially leading to a higher chance or higher incident of addiction. So we have the ease of access and we have more THC. Now, the last thing that may make these products addictive is potential additives. Guys, I've seen reports on the black market carts where they're actually adding nicotine to some of these products. So remember, when you're smoking a cart, unless you have third-party testing, unless it's from a dispensary, unless you can really verify the heck out of this product, you don't actually know what other chemicals or drugs are contained within this cart, potentially things that will add to the addictiveness of this product. Remember, if I'm a drug dealer and I'm making black market products, I'm going to want to add things that make that product more addictive, right? And you have to wonder on some of these black market products, they only have 20% THC, 25% THC. So what in the heck are you smoking? What's actually getting you high? And what in the world is making it so addictive? Now, something else to consider if you're thinking about quitting marijuana or carts or dabs, whatever the THC product may be, you have to first admit that you have a problem. This can be super hard when it comes to THC products. I'll be honest, when I first started smoking, I loved marijuana. I loved THC. I had no problem with it. I had a great time with my friends, no question. I had some good laughs. I enjoyed chilling on a Friday night watching a movie, right? Low key. But here's the problem. I came to a point in my life where that substance, it was ruining relationships. It was ruining finances. It was damaging my health, right? It was impacting my day-to-day functions. It truly had all the signs and symptoms of an addiction. So if you're watching this and you're at that point in your life where you're saying, I love Mary Jane, but gosh, this might be causing a problem for me. This might be holding me back from accomplishing some goals or accomplishing some things in my life. It's okay. Admit that to yourself. That truly is step one. The social acceptance surrounding marijuana products makes that really, really hard. People tend to come at you when you say you have a problem with marijuana or if you're struggling with a marijuana addiction. Ignore the noise, okay? If you have a problem with an addiction, no matter what the substance is, if you're seeing problems with finances, relationships, personal hygiene, whatever it is, you're just not happy with where you're at in life, admit that that substance might be part of the issue. What's the worst case scenario? You get rid of it for a little bit, things don't improve, and you go back to it, right? It's very, very hard to do with marijuana. Nicotine, relatively easy to admit that. Alcohol, relatively easy. But remember, a lot of people, I remember right off the bat, I always smoked thinking that it was helping with the depression and the anxiety. And maybe at first it did, but it certainly got to a point where it was definitely, for me, making those things a lot worse. And I did not want to admit over my dead body, was I going to say that marijuana was potentially playing a negative role in that. So just that initial change in mindset, that initial step to saying I might have a problem with it. Now, for those of you guys that are quitting, especially carts, who've been maybe smoking for 1 year, 5 years, 6 years, whatever it may be, 72 hours. So a lot of people say I can't quit carts. And the first question I have for them is, have you even tried? Have you even attempted quitting? And more often than not, the answer is no. There was never that initial attempt. So one of the hashtags, one of the things that we talk about is getting through the first 72. This is getting through the first 72 hours of quitting. If you can get through those first 3 days, especially when it comes to carts or THC products, I promise you after that, it becomes so much easier. Not for everyone, but for a lot of people, guys. If you can just get through 72 hours, 3 days without THC products, days number 4 and 5 become so much easier to quit. So if you haven't tried getting through the first 72, give that a shot. Right off the bat, try getting through 72 hours without the substance. What do? Go cold turkey. This is not weaning off slowly. There's no need to wean off marijuana slowly. If you have a problem and you're facing issues right now due to a marijuana addiction, go cold turkey. What can you expect to deal with in the first 72 hours? Insomnia is probably going to be the worst thing. You might have some shakiness. You might have really strong cravings to use the product. You're probably going to sweat and notice that your body temperature is all off. You're probably going to have some appetite changes. Now, I talk about these things and they sound like they're scary. Insomnia, appetite changes, sweating profusely, right? Although these things do suck initially, in the big picture of life, in the big picture of addiction, I promise you it's no big deal. Stay up for 48 hours. Start to work on something that you're passionate about. Start a YouTube channel. Start to work on that school project. Start to improve yourself in your job. Take that time, take that energy, take that insomnia and make it worthwhile. And then enjoy a great night's sleep on day number 3 or 4 because you're going to crash. And you're going to be okay. That's the biggest message I can send out there when it comes to withdrawals from those first 72 hours. Go cold turkey, deal with the withdrawals. It's that poison, it's that addiction leaving your body. It's a last-ditch effort to try and suck you back in. Just ignore it. Deal with the symptoms, deal with the insomnia, take a hot shower, take a cold shower, whatever you have to do, get through the first 72. Guys, this is one of many videos I'm going to make talking about quitting carts, dabs, nicotine, okay? 10-minute videos, 8 to 10 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's the takeaways. Get through the first 72. I promise you with THC, it's so much easier after 3 days. Get in the mindset that you can do this. Start to realize that something that you once loved might now be creating problems in your life. And deal with the withdrawals. I promise it's not that bad, especially when compared to a lifetime of addiction. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned, a lot more to come. Thanks.